Hey, good evening. I just wanted to put some thoughts down for the YouTube audience out there who may be interested in this fence. It's a Vega 50 or 52. I forget what it's called exactly. Bessemer styled table fence. And I saw quite a few videos on this fence before making a purchase, and I just wanted to jot down some of my thoughts because I thought some of the videos were lacking in regards to that. Um, and first off, I just want to say that pretty much everything they say about this fence is true. Number one, the build quality is just, it's garbage. For what you pay for this, it is garbage. Um, but don't let that be a jumping off point for you in this video. Don't stay tuned. There's more to come, and I assure you it's all good. So to start off with the build quality, what you receive, uh, the box came and it was a little beat up. Packaging wasn't that great. Um, you know, a lot of people who have put this saw together or this table fence together have said, "Oh, I did it in an hour. I did it in an hour and a half. Whatever." It actually took me a lot longer than that. Being the guy that I am, the first thing I did was sit down and I deburred everything. Um, just about everything that you deal with on the saw needed deburring. The machining on this is just terrible. Like if you see right here underneath here, I could potentially slice my finger open on that because it's just so rough down there. They've ran this through a jigsaw or something like that, and they've done no cleanup work. Like I said, almost everything that I saw on this needed deburring, so I did that. I did all of that, and just as a comparison, this fence system runs $350. For $225, it was on sale. In Woodcraft, I bought these Jessams and these stock guides, and look at that. That's $225, 250 with shipping. Everything is a custom made CNC part, just top quality, gorgeous. Let me take these out for a second so I can talk about this saw a little bit more. And you have to forgive me. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't do all of that. So, the editing is going to be rough, but I think you'll find that these thoughts are good. So, like I said, the angle irons all needed deburring. Everything needed deburring. The instructions were somewhat complete. I mean, each individual table saw is different. And because of that, you'll find that you kind of need to do some manual interventions and some other things. But if you're operating a table saw, you already have the know-how to put something like this together. So don't let that be a showstopper for you. So back to the build quality issues. Even this race here that you can see that this is just Krylon shot. It's all black spray can, rattle can shot. There was overspray on the races. I had to buff all this out, clean all this out. You can still see overspray here and here, but I've cleaned all that out. All of this is not very clean looking. It's left some scarring on the guide rail itself. So you're going to take some time, I think, to go through all of this and clean it up a little bit. Ended up waxing these rails too in this as well, and it smoothed it right out. It's as good as you can possibly want it to be now. So, all that being said, once you build this thing, dial it all in, it works great. It works really well. The thing, like I said, the build quality is garbage. But the thing about that is if you can get through all of that, what you end up with is a really good table fence system. And you can see that, this is just the stock aluminum piece. And they have some drilled out holes that you can tap them and add whatever you want on. I intend later to add my old Joint Tech fence to the back side of this to go along with the router side of this table. And that will give me some additional capabilities. That being said, once you adjust this thing, adjust it for, zero run out across the width of the blade here. It just like a fine rifle, it holds zero. I have this down to 1,000th in terms of adjustments. Originally, when I had set this up, I had it down to 0,000ths, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Doesn't make a difference though, because even at 1,000ths of a runoff between here and here, still making excellent cuts. Excellent cuts. One of the things I have to say too is, if you look at the adjustment plate here, where you can lock this down and make your ultra fine adjustments, it works rather well because it's a threaded screw. And because it's a threaded screw, you have those analog adjustments that are finer than 1/64th of an inch. You can get it as good as you need it to be by just moving the knob back and forth. That being said, one of the things I would have liked to see better is this thing here needs adjustment. The little, ruler scope, whatever you want to call it, needs adjustment. It could use it would be improved by using a magnifying glass, because you can have some parallax if you don't know what you're doing. And parallax is when you kind of move your head from side to side, it goes to one side of your measurement or another. That can be a bit of a problem. But I've learned to work with that. If you stand straight over it and eyeball it, you can get a pretty good idea where you are. And therefore, I really like that kind of adjustment. It looks goofy, it feels goofy, but it does exactly as it should. And like I said, every time you lock this thing up, it goes right back to where you've zeroed it. So as you can see, every time I open it and close it, there's a little bit of twist, but it's repeatable. If you set it for 4 inches, it's going to be 4 inches to the blade front and back. 2 inches, same thing. No matter where you move it along this line, it's going to have, that good lockup. One other thing that I would be critical of is that because this is a 52-inch or a 50-inch table fence, is that the pole, they only give you 2 angle irons to attach it to the table here and here. And I'm actually going to go to Vega and see if I can get 2 more of these sent out, because the thing is that once I move this table, or the table fence down towards the end of the pole will start to incur a wee bit of loading on it, and it will flex, and it will bottom out on the bottom of the table saw. So that's a bit of a challenge. Not a big one. You could probably home build some brackets. It'd probably just be easier for me just to get some from them, and it's not a big deal. So again, this table saw fence does what it needs to do. It lines up perfectly every time I lock it down. Overall, I couldn't be happier with it. All of the reviews I read online said, same thing, build quality crappy, but the fence does what it needs to do. If these guys actually got into some quality control, there's no doubt that this wouldn't be the best selling, table saw fence in the world. And that's a pretty bold statement, because some of the Bessemeyer stuff out there is pretty good, but man, this thing is slick, and I really, really like it. All of that, coupled with these Jessam stock guys, really makes this table saw a performer. I cannot tell you how happy I am with this table saw. Prior to investing in this, and of course, this is a pretty big investment. This is almost what? So about $350 here and about $250 there. So yeah, that's a $600 investment on what's probably a $1,000 contractor table saw. These two things make this a completely different table saw. If you've seen my other video, my one other video on woodworking, it talks about my Jointech table saw fence, and that thing was a work of art. The build quality on it was absolutely impeccable, just perfect in every regards. See the other video that I put up on my channel. Just beautiful. And the damn thing would not hold square for anything. I built it and rebuilt it 3 or 4 times, trying to keep that thing to hold square. Just wouldn't do it. So, you know, what is that worth to you, right? Looks pretty, but doesn't do anything. You know, it's a Zsa Zsa Gabor of table saw fences. This thing, not so pretty, but gets the job done, and I really, really like it. Now with this this particular one, I had to directly mount the Jessam stock guides to the aluminum channel. I'm sure some of you guys have seen that video where somebody has used some mag mounts to clamp these down, but because it's aluminum, it's non-ferrous, non-magnetic, it's not going to, you know, take that solution. So I've bolted this down directly, and there's no reason not to. It's, again, it's just a good table saw fence. I really like it, and with these Jessams, it's making it an outstanding performer. I'm getting some really precision cuts on this table saw now. So I hope this video has been a bit of a catch-all for some of the things that the other videos might have not covered. So, you know, and if you have any questions, you can always, you know, hit my YouTube page up. Yeah, I'll look at it occasionally, and you know, I'll answer you back. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. But yeah, go out and cut some wood and enjoy yourself. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.